Burkina Faso is showing signs of a strong rebound despite years of conflict and insecurity. In a major development out of Ouagadougou, Burkina Faso's government has confirmed it has now regained control of 71% of its national territory, a slight but significant increase from the 69% recaptured in 2023. This marks a critical step forward in the country's ongoing fight against jihadist insurgencies that have plagued the nation since 2015. The update comes from a newly endorsed draft report on governance in 2024, discussed during a high-level workshop involving government officials, civil society, and policy experts. The report will soon be presented to the Prime Minister. This recovery of land is a cornerstone of progress, the report notes, highlighting the state's steady return to areas once controlled by armed groups affiliated with Al-Qaeda and the Islamic State. The prolonged conflict has resulted in thousands of deaths, displaced millions, and triggered 2 military coups in 2022. But it's not just about territory. Shout out to our dear subscribers. To our non-subscribing friends, your support is as valuable. If you can take 1 second to click the subscribe button, that will be fantastic. There's growing momentum in the justice sector too. The average distance citizens must travel to access judicial services has reduced from 62 kilometers to 60 thanks to the reopening of key courts in Bugand and Tugan. Economically, Burkina Faso is showing strength. According to Ahmed Zampalagri, head of the Department for Promotion and Good Governance, the country has achieved a 4-point jump in GDP growth. Even more impressive, domestic revenue mobilization hit 3 trillion CFA francs in 2024, up from just over 2 trillion last year. However, officials caution that challenges remain from ongoing security threats to gaps in service delivery. That's why the recent governance workshop was convened, to scrutinize the findings, debate key recommendations, and ensure the final report reflects credible and actionable priorities. The goal, said Emmanuel Sorgo, Chief of Staff at the Ministry of Civil Service, is to promote a culture of governance that is accountable, transparent, and grounded in local values. As Burkina Faso continues its journey toward recovery, today's developments suggest the nation is not only fighting back but also building stronger institutions for tomorrow. From security to agriculture. In Burkina Faso, cashews are not just growing on trees, but also growing opportunity. In a major step toward climate-friendly development, Burkina Faso has wrapped up an $8.8 million agroforestry project that's reshaping lives in the Como Basin. The Cashew Development Support Project, backed primarily by the African Development Bank, has created 9,580 green jobs, with an overwhelming 93% of those filled by women. The initiative, known as Pata Red Plus, combined international funding with contributions from the Burkinabé government and local communities. By its close in 2024, it had achieved 95% of including the planting of 1.6 million improved cashew seedlings across 27,000 hectares of new orchards, 1/3 of which are managed by women. "We didn't just plant trees, we planted futures," said one project coordinator, emphasizing the project's dual mission, climate resilience and poverty reduction. More than 35,000 producers, including 6,000 women, were trained in organic farming and value-added processing techniques. And thanks to partnerships with microfinance institutions, over 100 small-scale projects received a combined 888 million CFA francs, roughly $1.5 million in funding. Infrastructure upgrades played a key role too. 7 cashew processing plants were modernized. A women-only shelling center was launched. 12 trucks and 45 tricycles were introduced to improve transportation and delivery efficiency. Processor Christian Khan highlighted the changes, quote, "The new automatic shellers are twice as fast as the old manual systems. This changes everything." But the transformation didn't stop at farming. The project also helped 96 cooperatives align with regional commercial laws and adopt environmental management plans, ensuring long-term impact and institutional sustainability. With cashew exports climbing and the project's impact on carbon sequestration well noted, Burkina Faso is positioning this effort as a model for green development across West Africa. This is more than agriculture. This is about empowering women, protecting the climate, and building a stronger, self-reliant Burkina Faso. In addition to improvements in security and agriculture, Burkina Faso's military-led government is making headlines again, this time by dismantling the very institution meant to guarantee democratic elections. In a bold and controversial move, Burkina Faso's ruling military junta has dissolved the National Electoral Commission, transferring all electoral responsibilities directly to the Ministry of Interior. The government says the decision was driven by two factors: high operational costs, nearly $500 million CFA francs annually, or about 870,000, and growing concerns about foreign interference in the country's political process. This change was necessary, said Territorial Administration Minister Emile Zirbo, to reinforce our sovereign control over elections and reduce external influence. The Commission Electorale Nationale Indépendante CENI, previously responsible for organizing elections, was made up of 15 representatives from political parties and civil society. With its dissolution, Burkina Faso's electoral oversight now falls entirely under state control. State broadcaster RTBTV, along with international outlets including the BBC, confirmed that the Ministry of Interior will oversee all future elections, a major shift that analysts say weakens institutional independence. This restructuring is part of a larger wave of reforms by the transitional military government, which seized power in September 2022 and later extended its rule by 5 more years, delaying elections initially scheduled for July 2023. Since the coup, Burkina Faso has taken steps to distance itself from France, its former colonial power, and has joined Mali and Niger in exiting the ECOWAS regional bloc, pushing a self-reliance agenda across governance and security. While the junta frames this move as a step toward true sovereignty, critics and international observers warn it's a dangerous signal of democratic backsliding. The dismantling of CENI, they say, further delays any meaningful return to civilian rule. Centralizing electoral control under a military government raises serious concerns about transparency, accountability, and the future of democratic institutions in Burkina Faso, say regional analysts. Still, the junta insists it's committed to reform on its own terms. Whether this is the path to sovereignty or a slide away from democracy remains the question. For now, the people of Burkina Faso watch as their political future is increasingly shaped not at the ballot box but by the decree of those in uniform. Stay tuned to Vlog ND for the latest on Africa's shifting power dynamics and the growing debate between sovereignty and democracy.
This is Sal Peer reporting for Vlog ND. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like and share our videos. We appreciate you so much.
We answered the call with hearts of iron and unshaken pride. We stood together side by side. From crisis to comeback, hear the people's song. Defying the odds, we've been strong all along. Captain Traoré with the nation in hand. He leads a new dawn across this land. No chains, no fear, no foreign command. Burkina Faso, we rise, we stand. No more puppets, no more lies. Our fate no longer sold or disguised.